Hey, party people. After a 3-week hiatus, Two Guys, One Phone is back and better than ever. This is my co-host here, Marcus Amador Benia, and we are not live, but still beautiful Defiant Gym in Burbank, California. What's going on, Marcus?
Nothing much, man. What's been up? The last couple of weeks have been a little quiet.
Yeah, man. No less content though. Even though we didn't do a show, we just wanted to make sure that you guys had the Two Guys One Phone content that you crave. We've got a bunch of stuff from the Mat Therapy people. We've even got Rafa Sparza from Verbal Tap, who agreed to do an interview. So that was weird, but
yeah, fuck interviewing Josh Barnett.
Yeah, Josh Barnett. Yeah,
that's nothing compared to interviewing Rafa Sparza.
No,
that was the highlight of our show, and I think that will forever be like at the top of the list.
Right here.
Josh Barnett, what's he done?
No, exactly.
Fucking Chase Gibson.
Rafa
Sparza.
That's that guy.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah. Sorry, Donna. Anywho, so kind of a quick recap. So we had the Combate show this May 5th, Cinco de Mayo in Ventura.
Yep.
Quick thoughts on it?
Overall, again, great event. Combates always puts on good fights. We saw a lot of excitement, a little bit of controversy. It was just great fights, man. I mean, there was a few that stood out for sure. I mean, Emilio Chavez with the huge upset over Froggy Estrada. What else was there? Oh, I mean, another upset. Well, it wasn't really an upset, but I mean, the hometown kid Chris Beal gets knocked out by John Castaneda in his return.
Yeah.
And then the controversy of Hako Terpetrosian scoring a knockout win via knees, but then gets called a no contest due to supposed low blows. So a lot to talk about with Combates. Those are just some of the highlighted ones. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, but so let's go with the referee. What are your thoughts on the referee? You were kind of vocal on it in social media.
Social media? Did you see me running around the cage fucking talking shit?
That too. I was gonna downplay that, but yeah.
No, I don't give a fuck, man. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and I was pissed off because, okay, first of all, I don't think highly of Frank Trigg as a referee. I think he's terrible. I think he's up there with Mazzagatti and Larry Landless in terms of screw-ups. Again, human error. That's me. Don't worry, dude. I'll take the shit for it.
All right, because I shop.
We do not necessarily share the same views, but I don't give a fuck.
I shop at the same Costco as Trigg, so.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
No. I mean, no. Listen, guys. In all seriousness, you know, he is a human being. Human error is something that's gonna happen. It's just a part of human nature, human error. And I am one to say, okay, you know, he fucked up, or maybe he does. But when it's consistent as Mr. Trigg is with what he does in fights, I can't help but be vocal about it. I mean, it's just, you're not only, you know, you're fucking with people's livelihood here. All the hard work. Jacob is a 22-year-old kid who trains hard. Not only did you cost him a win, you cost him a win bonus and a knockout bonus. So, you know, I don't know how you go about it, but if his coaches and his management decide to appeal the no contest decision, I feel that the person in charge of that should be penalized, and you, Frank Trigg, should pay the fucking, what was it, $2,500 that you cost Jacob that night. And again, it's nothing personal against Frank Trigg as a human being. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure that outside of being a referee, he's a great guy to maybe have a beer with. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the guy's got stories. He's a MMA pioneer. I respect all his accomplishments and everything, and all his accolades as a fighter. But as a referee, I can't sugarcoat it and just say, hey man, well, shit happens. No, because dude, it's happened time and time again. And this is kind of like a double-edged sword, because I want to be vocal and speak for everyone that doesn't necessarily have a platform to voice their opinions. But as a fighter too, guess what? He's reffed my fights. And he's had some questionable calls in my fight and other fights that I've seen. So the double-edged sword is here is that I'm being vocal. This could end up hurting me in the future. in fighting in California and having him as a referee. Again, nothing personal against Frank Trigg as a person, but as a referee, I just don't think that it's the job for you, man. I don't know. We always say we want fighters to be judges, we want fighters to be referees, and we have one. But I just don't get it. Like, you more than anyone should understand and should be a little bit more attentive to what's going on in that process. Because, and just to break it down for you guys can tell I'm very passionate about this, because not because I know Hako, but maybe we can prevent this from happening to other people, you know?
Absolutely.
When you jump in, okay, when everyone sees clear knees, they weren't even like borderline or anything. They were clear. They were right in the stomach, and the second one hit the guy in the forearm above the belt line. And he basically dropped to his knees. All right, what's my mic? So he dropped to his knees and started, well, the other gentleman, Emilio Williams, started to, you know, break out his Academy Award-winning performance and grabbed his crotch area and started rolling around. But here is where the confusion starts, first of all, and the crowd was pissed off. I went back and I watched both Spanish and English commentating, and they were upset with it as well. So it couldn't have just been us. They saw the replays before any of us did.
Right.
And Frank Trigg jumps in as soon as Emilio hits the ground and does this. What does this indicate to us?
He waves the fight off.
Fight's over. This, Frank, means fight's over. You stepped in and you waved your hands. Had it been a low blow, and I've had Mike Beltran I've seen Mike Beltran, and we've had Mike Bell actually do it in one of my fights where he believed that I landed a low blow. He didn't wave his hands. He got in between us. He put his arm on me, and he pointed me towards the neutral corner.
Right.
Okay? So that's one. Now you're fucking with everyone's emotions.
Yeah.
Hako started to celebrate, and I got up and I said, don't celebrate, because I know what this guy's going to do. I see it. I already see what he's working with, because when he waved, he looked back and forth a few times, like he didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
That's one. Two, the knees were legal.
They were.
The whole crowd saw it in the replays. They gave the gentleman his 5 minutes to recover, and he milked the fuck out of it. And let me tell you guys,
it's true.
He milked the shit out of it. Dude, me as a fighter, if I hear the crowd booing and I know I'm bullshitting, I'm getting to my feet. I'm gonna take my ass whooping like a man. Or guess what? You want to go out on your sword?
Yeah.
Let the guy fucking give him a submission. Give him something. Just don't go out the way you did. That's me as a fighter, my perspective. I mean, we go as far as the whole situation was just fucked. The whole crowd starts booing. They give him the 5 minutes. He still won't come to. I mean, dude, your bag of grapes had to have burst if the way you were playing it, dude. Your dick might have been fucking cut off. If that, and excuse my language.
Lorena Bobbitt.
Sorry,
There we go.
Fucking Emilio Bobbitt.
Yeah, there you go.
Whatever, and I'm very vocal about it. I don't give a fuck. He's a fighter too, and I'm letting you know how I feel about the situation. Again, you might be a nice guy, but that shit you did too, dude, that is shameful. I would be ashamed to ever show my face in another fight. Your coaches didn't say shit either because they saw it. Everybody saw it. But regardless, on our way back to the cage, backstage after they called it a no contest, which was bullshit, I had people, commentators, UFC fighters on the commentating booth grab me and say, I had people from the promotion who I won't name grab me and say, that was bullshit, that was a terrible call. Yeah. Your kid got robbed. And I think everybody saw it.
Absolutely.
That's my perspective. I was cage side. I think it was a travesty. I think it should be evaluated and overturned. The commission, it is your responsibility to uphold, your guys' pedigree as the authority in combat sports here. And I think it would only be right that you guys launch your own investigation. That's what it should be. It should be your own investigation into look at the proof, look at the video, and it'll clearly see that your employee was incorrect. Your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I was in the crowd and I actually saw it, and it went down the same way. It was, it couldn't even be construed as a ball shot. It was right in like the breadbasket for a wrestling term. and I'm sorry, Mr. Williams has kind of milked it. But this could be a teaching tool, not just for Frank Trigg, but other, whether it be, California State Athletic Commission judges or, officials, as well as Camo, here in California, to use this as a teaching tool to, just like after a loss, if a fighter is supposed to learn from the experience, this could be a valuable teaching tool to better the sport and better the practices, because the sport is only 17 years old and it is constantly evolving. And we saw it with UFC in Dallas. When one commission is, adapting a certain set of rules, and then, another commission is behind the eight ball.
Yeah,
it's chaos. It's anarchy.
And he's referring to the Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez fight, for those of you that missed it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then going back to Combate, it was a rough night for the folks in the 805. The only fight that really had, that could have been a crowd pleaser, was a battle of both 805ers, Benji the Brawler Gomez, and Michael Malicious Reyes. And it was a fun fight, man. Yeah. And there might be some kind of non-synergistic things that are going on with him, but like, to both gentlemen, that was an incredible fight. And again, you guys both represented your part of California proudly. It couldn't have been a better way to end the night. Of course, one had to lose, one had to win, but it seemed like the momentum really got taken out when the Froggy submission happened. Yeah. And especially it happened earlier in the card because of filming, the logistics of filming. So it happened almost like third or fourth fight of the night. So, and then they had Beal, or Beal might have been before, I can't remember.
They were I want to say maybe they were the co-main event.
Right, absolutely. So, that was like, back-to-back losses, and then you didn't see, and then Brian Woolley took a loss. So it was just kind of weird. So it ended up on a high note, having two 805ers, literally just put on a hell of a performance of the night, if you will.
Yeah.
So that was great. And thank you for Ventura County for hosting not only Combate, but all of us fight fans that went out. And it was an incredible night. You can't write this stuff.
And that fight between Reyes and Benji Gomez was a great fight. A little background into there. I don't know the specifics of it. I can only tell you guys what I've heard. Obviously, we all know Knuckleheads Boxing. They're famous for bringing up guys like Victor Ortiz, Chris Beal, a lot of guys like that. Apparently, like family, there's always issues. There was a split. Half the guys went one way, half the guys went the other way. So that's where the drama with Benji and Michael actually starts. And I guess it's really, I kept hearing in the crowd like, Mikey's a traitor, and just people talking shit. But it's cool because it built the fight up.
It's drama.
It was a great fight, and Mikey ended up with a great submission victory. He was in the game. Way to step up after coming off a loss. He lost to Kyle Estrada in his last outing at CXF. So way to come back, man. That's what a way to bounce back in your hometown against a bitter rival, so to speak.
But a durable guy, man.
Yeah.
Benji Gomez. The brawler. He. What was it? The decision win against Heinrich Wasserman? Yeah. That guy's durable, and Heinrich is no walk in the park. So for him to pull that off, kudos to you, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was amazing.
Benji's a fighter's fighter. The guy, his nickname's the Brawler. I actually saw him. I'm seeing him a little more technically sound nowadays, which is awesome because the sport's evolving, and as a fighter, you should always look to evolve. So that's awesome to see from him. Heinrich Wasserman, another unanimous decision victory, I believe. Yeah. Fought a very tough opponent. I believe he's Benji's cousin. Somebody said from out of like Ohio or Idaho or something like that. So that was a great fight. Another win for Heinrich.
Ricky Scraps out of Fight Academy Pasadena. What's going on?
Didn't get the submission this time, but he actually was just given the submission of the year so far
Right.
For Combate Americas, the number one, his armbar over at in
Herbert
Burbank.
Castillo?
Over Herbert Castillo.
Yeah.
Herbert.
Yes.
Herbert like Gerber, but with an H. Like Gerber
Right.
baby, Herbert baby.
There you go. Absolutely. Which was a kind of a Mortal Kombat mirror match because they both look pretty similar.
They're very similar.
Almost identical.
Very similar.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say all those Latinos look alike.
Yeah, that was Combate, dude. But big ups to Combate, I mean, who have really separated themselves from the pack, I feel, in terms of really, setting a baseline in the Latin market of MMA. They've done shows in Mexico. They've literally taken all of the hotbeds, and I think they're going to be playing Miami pretty soon.
I don't know if there hasn't been anything officially put out there for the media, but it looks like the next one will be Mexico City. I do know of someone that's on it, and they said they could officially announce. So Danny Ramirez, the realist, is fighting in Mexico City.
Oh wow!
I don't know who his opponent is. I think he might have one. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's going to be a local guy, someone from Mexico. And then the plans are apparently for the end of July in Miami. From the rumblings that I'm hearing, venues are already booked for both, so look out for that. Going back to the other combates real quick, I just want to give credit to someone that doesn't get enough credit. I don't know him personally. We know each other because we're fighters. We say hi, we say hello. There's that respect factor there. But Emilio Sanchez doesn't get enough credit at all. And I'll tell you right now, Froggy is a very tough opponent. He's very durable. The promotion was building him, so to speak, and they threw him in there with a sleeper. A very experienced, seasoned vet in Emilio Sanchez. I want to say he has over 20 fights now at this point, or just about 20. Bellator veteran, Tachi Palace veteran, just a durable guy. That guy is a legit fighter, and something that is slept on is his ground game, and we saw that. So big ups to Emilio Sanchez. Doesn't get enough credit. The guy's a vet. The guy's a grinder. He's a workhorse. And you got to watch out for guys like that. Don't let the record fool you, because he went in there, the complete underdog, in someone's hometown, but he had the confidence in himself and his game. So shout out to him, man. I mean, kind of, with all due respect to Froggy, who's a friend of mine in the promotion, kind of derailing the hype train a little bit. There is no hype. It's not a hype with Froggy. Froggy's the real deal. Froggy's a real deal. And for, again, for a lack of a better term, that's what Emilio went in there and did. And again, much respect to Froggy and Emilio, but Emilio definitely deserves the spotlight a little bit. And he made a statement. So everyone from 155 to 145 pounds, including myself, I look out for guys like that. And he's a tough guy, and congrats to him. So just wanted to kind of lay that out there. So
there you go. Excellent.
Shout out.
Shout out. There you go. Quick hits from the Dallas UFC card. Did you?
I don't think I don't want to get into the controversy thing again, because I noticed I went on 8 minutes about that. So
okay.
I don't think anybody wants to hear me talk for 8 minutes straight.
I do.
But yeah,
so we do
thank
this.
you. Yeah, again, a little bit of controversy. The 1 hand down, 2 hand down, confusion thing came into play in the Dustin Poirier against Eddie Alvarez fight. It was a clear illegal knee, but you can tell that there was a confusion there with the touching and the hand down, hand off thing. Texas hasn't adopted the unified rules, the California rules, or like Vegas uses those rules as well. Texas does not. So there's that little bit of controversy. But I mean, it was shaping up to be a great fucking fight.
Yeah.
It looked like Poirier had him.
For sure.
He was about to fucking go out, and Eddie starts firing back, hurts Poirier, Poirier goes to the ground, and in the process of getting up or playing the one-hand touch, well, his knee was down, so it was clearly illegal.
Right.
But it sucks to see a fight like that end in a little bit of controversy, or in that way, So, I mean, I think they ruled it a no contest as well, so. And
again, going with fighters that don't get enough credit, Eddie Alvarez, the only man in history that has won a Bellator title and a UFC title. That dude is as durable as it gets, and he showed incredible cage awareness. I mean, literally, clearly got rocked. I mean, he was on, Dream Street. He was on spaghetti legs, if you will. And, I mean, he just started firing back at Poirier to the extent where, I mean, he could have just as easily won the fight, and it ended in controversy. But I mean, for me, my take on it, it was a fight of the night. Check out YouTube, Weighing In Fights and Films. We review that whole thing and do a live reaction. So there's that. Yeah, cool.
Joanna pitched another perfect game.
Fuck yes.
There's not really much to say about that. Joanna is a dominant champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
especially going to American Top Team. I think it's only refined her game, just up the ante.
Yeah.
And it's not to throw the Ronda Rousey aspect in there, but I mean, talk about somebody who has continually raised their game. Her takedown defense was just on point in that fight. Kudos to her.
Yeah.
As far as getting into the title contention, it looks like Carolina Kowalczyk.
Carolina, I believe. Well, aren't they determining the
Carolina
the winner
and
Claudia?
Yeah, absolutely.
That will be the title contender fight. I mean, but then you still have like Rose
Namajunas.
Her name's in the picture. That would be an interesting fight. I mean, her striking is up there. Her ground game is great. I mean, I think stylistically be a good matchup.
Yeah.
I still kind of feel like Joanna may be a little too much. Her striking's a little just here over hers, but something that's gonna eventually happen. I mean, as long as Rose continues what she's doing, she should get that shot. In the next fight or two. I think. What else was there, man? I mean,
I head down to San Diego for Epic Fighting Championship 34. Great amateur event. Man, dude, talk about some fights. I mean, anytime there's as you had a illustrious amateur career, but these are guys and gals that aren't fighting for any money, right? Pretty much, they're just going out there and slaying it, and the commitment to improving their craft. But it was crazy. 10 Planet HQ fight team had 3 fighters on the card. They went 3-0 that night. Holy shit, that was unprecedented. I saw, and we on our Facebook page, which you'll be viewing this on, there are interviews with each of those fighters: William Herrera, Giovanni Herrera, and Mario Lopez. Not AC Slater. So there's that.
Fuck Mario Lopez. Yeah. Not that one. Yeah. Not this one.
Not
AC
this
Slater.
one. Yeah, AC Slater.
The guy that wears makeup.
Yeah, fuck him in his dimples. Not in his dimples, and his dimples.
Fuck him in his dimples.
Absolutely. Quick hits. What's going on this weekend? We just had Tachi Palace. Jalen Turner pulled off impressive, what is it, TKO?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't even know there was a Tachi Palace until I started seeing people post about it after. So,
well, big ups to Chris Ronquillo and Fighters Unlimited News. They were all over that one. But yeah, dude, Tachi Palace, fucking A. That's one of the feeder systems to the UFC, unofficial feeder system. So, Jalen showing out on his birthday, no less, was amazing. So, big ups to you, sir.
Congrats.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have Bellator tonight.
Oh, actually, what has already happened, M1 happened in Russia.
Moses Marietta?
Yes, absolutely. And he picked up a win on that one. I believe it was
Congrats.
TKO. So, Moses, kudos to you, sir.
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Sochi, Russia. Fuck yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, we've got Bellator tonight. Baby Slice is fighting. We got the big Rory
Rory against Paul Daly.
Yeah, dude. Simtex.
That is exciting.
That's fireworks.
That's an exciting fight.
Hell yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tough one to call, man. I don't know. I feel like I've always liked Paul Daly.
Absolutely.
I always liked Paul Daly in the UFC. I think he should have been given a bonus for sucker punching Koscheck instead of a fucking suspension. I mean, sometimes you just gotta fucking put a fist in someone's mouth. Whatever.
Dethrone that.
So there was that. I like Paul Daly, man. Paul Daly, I like exciting strikers. I thought him and Nick Diaz were having a great fight in Strikeforce. Obviously, Nick being one of the GOATs, in my opinion. Definitely. And again, it's not because of his record or any bullshit like that. People are going to want to try and hit me with, well, yeah, like somebody tried to tell me, oh yeah, BJ Penn, one of the GOATs, 16 and something, and 10 or something. I'm like, fuck you, man. It's fucking BJ Penn, dude. The guy fought everyone.
Yeah.
Multiple division champion.
Yeah, damn right.
So yes, Nick Diaz is one of the fucking goats. I mean, the guy's just fought everyone. I mean, you guys forget he's knocked out Robbie Lawler. He's fought at middleweight against Anderson Silva. Frank Shamrock. The guy's a goat. Anyway, that fight, obviously, Nick ended up being the alpha male in that fight. That was awesome. I don't know, man. I'm a Paul Daly fan, and I feel like Robbie Lawler took a piece of fucking Rory's soul in that fight.
Yeah, even with the whole pomp and circumstance that Bellator's given him, he looks like a changed man. And even
I just don't think he's the same fighter. I can't
Yeah.
be. Hopefully you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Hopefully you are, dude.
No. But it's just stylistically. I mean, Rory is more of a technician, out of TriStar, that GSP, but he doesn't have the fire that GSP does. In my humble opinion. So I think this, he might be trying to figure out the style of Paul Daly, and Paul Daly just comes with the overhand right and fucking ends the night. So there's that.
Let's see what happens. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
It's weird. It's weird, but it's a fight that is exciting, and hope you tune in at Spike TV.
This is one of the best fights that Bellator has put together.
Absolutely.
For sure. You still got two guys that are
in their prime.
Technically, yeah, they're still in their prime. They're not burned out quite yet. So I'm gonna go with Paul Daly.
Okay.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go with Paul Daly. I don't think I can root for a guy that looks like he fucking tortures kittens in a basement.
Yeah, look. Oh fuck, he looks like Baby Tyson. Fuck, that's what he looks like with a British accent.
No, I'm talking about Rory though.
Oh, Rory. Oh,
I feel like Rory's got that. He's got a couple screws loose.
He's what is the other guy?
He's like the kid that fucking held fucking like magnifying glasses and ants and shit. You know, like
it's.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
I think he's got given Stephan Bonner a run for his money in that American Psycho tagline.
Canadian Psycho.
Yeah, Canadian. Huh? There you go. Rory.
So I'm gonna go with Paul Daly.
Okay, there you go. I'm gonna go with Daly too. Baby Tyson, man. Speaking of babies, on that card there's Baby Slice, Kevin Ferguson Jr. He trains with
Antonio McKee.
Team Body Shop. Yeah, with Antonio McKee
and AJ McKee.
Yeah, AJ McKee as well. So
I have no idea who he's fighting. To be honest with you guys,
I'm just gonna say Baby Slice because he's fucking cool. And his father's a legend.
I mean, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. He I don't know.
Yeah.
Baby Slice and Nick Diaz were both at CXF, and there was somebody that was walking around like they were a UFC vet, former champion, and all that, and it wasn't Nick Diaz. Just saying.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, maybe a very nice guy.
Yeah. So that's happening tonight, Friday.
They're in London.
Yeah.
But good luck to him, man.
Yeah,
he's out here training with a great camp. Training with the future champion in AJ McKee and a former MFC champion in Antonio McKee.
Hell yeah!
So good luck to Baby Slice. He's out here, he's Southern California's home for him. So
there we go.
So shout out to him, man, and obviously let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes down.
Yeah. And speaking of Antonio McKee, Saturday night, Knockout Promotions at the Metroflex in Long Beach, California. I will be there doing interviews.
Ask him for a selfie. He fucking will oblige.
Yes, absolutely.
He will ask you for a selfie if you don't. So
yeah, that's what I do. It's my gimmick. Come on.
Ask him for an autograph.
Hey, you know what? If you don't live in your gimmick, you can't work.
Ask him for an autograph. Ask him for an autograph. You know what's funny is that when I see guys like you got reporters. I mean, you're kind of a reporter. I'd call you a reporter. Of course, we talk shit. We talk MMA stuff.
Absolutely.
And whatever. I don't know. Maybe we'll expand our horizons. But you got. It's funny when I see people taking pictures with people like Ellie Seckbach, who's a boxing YouTube reporter. Ellie's cool. I mean, he's interviewed me before. I see him around all the time whenever I'm at Pullman's. He's there, interviewing some of the fighters, like Gerald Washington or whatever. And he comes and he gets my little old me's fucking thoughts, So he's a cool guy, but it's funny. I mean, he's got somewhat of a celebrity, so people ask him for pictures. So ask Adam Woods for a fucking picture.
Absolutely.
Ask him for an autograph.
Yeah, and I'll tag you on it on all your social media platforms.
He will. He's a good guy, man. Take a picture. He's a selfie king over here. Give him some love.
This face, right here. Anywho. And then Saturday night also going down, Invicta. We've got Brooksy Baird. Brooksy the Bear making her Invicta debut at the Scottish Rite Temple in Kansas City, Missouri. So big ups and good skill to Brooksy out of
Good skill, Brooksy.
Yeah, absolutely. Who is it? Elite?
I believe she's still over at Elite. Drops in here every now and then at Defiant. Very sweet girl. Very hard worker.
Who's wanted this so bad.
Hits like a fucking truck. By
Hell
the way.
yeah! There's a reason why they call her the Bear.
Yeah. So good skill to her. Go out there, and we know that she's going to fight her ass off. So look out for that on UFC Fight Pass.
Yep, absolutely. Invicta Fighting Championships at the Scottish Rite Temple. And then also Ryan Lilly, who fought in Combate on Cinco de Mayo. He's taking a short notice fight up in Sacramento at the Thunder Valley Casino. So good skill to you, my brother. Yeah, fuck. Dude, heart of a champion.
Yes, sir.
Lion, Team Lion. Then we've got, I think that is it. Yeah. Oh, and Christine Ferreira. She's also fighting for Invicta. She is a beast. Training at, I believe it's Team Alpha Male up in SAC. So, shit, dude. She's going to throw down. That one is one to watch, my friend.
Another quick news. It looks like there is, the ball is rolling, and we're getting closer to that big McGregor and Mayweather fight.
Yes, that got signed on McGregor's.
On his end,
So, McGregor.
Anyway, yeah. So McGregor and Mayweather apparently are getting closer to making the fight happen. McGregor signed it on his end. He's already has reached an agreement with the UFC in terms of the promoting rights or whatever. So now, the ball's in your court, Mr. Mayweather. Let's see the fight happen. I guess we could discuss that at a later time, but I mean, it would definitely be good for both sports. So hopefully it happens.
There you go.
What else?
Floyd. That's what he does to me. After the Pacquiao thing.
I can't even.
No, I'm an incredible fighter. I mean, the fact that
I appreciate his technician skill set, so to speak. I enjoy it. He's not the most entertaining, but if you are a student of the sport and you appreciate the sweet science, you got to appreciate the man's work. It is, he's smart. I mean, the fucking guy has told you guys that he will leave the sport on his terms. He is not in there to fucking get brain damage or anything like that. And I respect that, man. The guy's made his millions the right way. I mean, not every fight can be an Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward, So, if you've ever spoken to guys that are in wars, then you notice the change in their demeanor and the way they speak and shit like that. So, man, I'm with Mayweather on this one, man. Like, fucking hit and not get hit. That is the name of the game. So.
There you go. So, yeah. So, the money team, go ahead and do your shit, man.
You're like, fuck it. I can't even argue.
You know what? That Pacquiao fight was on my birthday a couple years back. That's the only thing I wanted for my birthday. And it just fucking...
Here's the thing about that fight, and I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the thing about that
Pacquiao
fight.
Shoulder, all that.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Fuck that. You chose to fight. I get it. We can say what our excuses were. Or they're not excuses, but what... whatever the fuck it was. But... You guys want to give Mayweather shit, but Pacquiao did absolutely nothing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely nothing.
100%.
And Mayweather... not being the guy that really takes the fight into his hands, kind of had to do that. But whatever, man. That's a conversation for another day. I think that's it for today.
That's it for today. Where can people find you, El Matador Bonilla?
Instagram at MurderMarx, MARX. That's my Twitter. That's my Instagram. If you guys want to come and train, Defiant_MMA. We're located in Burbank. And where can people find you?
Oh, according to Woods on Instagram and Twitter, and Adam Woods on Facebook. Two guys, one phone. Give us a like.
Give us a like. Share it. Follow us on all our social media. And if there's anything that we missed, comment it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit us up. Let us know. Oh, and how good was your dinner last night? Fucking
Shut
bomb,
up,
right?
Shut up, Adam.
I'm just saying.
That was good. I got in trouble. The boss.
All right, friends.
All right, guys. Peace out.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the show. And here's a little bit of an Easter egg. Another quick shout out. Thanks to Keita Rush, the Bully Buster, for her participation in WoW Women of Wrestling. And if you guys don't know, WoW Superheroes, WoWe.com, WoWSuperheroes.com. one of the coolest, funnest, all women's wrestling promotions there is. So yeah, thank you. And then there is Leo Imai, who is fighting Muay Thai. He was originally supposed to fight an MMA amateur event. He is a former, well, not former, but he's a Spar Star champion, but couldn't get a fight, or his opponent backed out. But he is fighting tomorrow evening in Anaheim for a Muay Thai promotion. So good skill to Leo. I think that's it. Oh yeah, and Matt Therapy. Matt Therapy hosted a awesome beach day event. I guess it was last Saturday. My days are all mixed up. But yeah, last Saturday we had such luminaries as the gals from the Matt Therapy podcast, Donna and Becky, as well as Jonathan Gonzalez, Andrew Murillo, all of the LA Jiu-Jitsu Club guys, so shout out to those guys, as well as the dubious Ralph Esparza. So yeah, so that was it. Here's a little Easter egg of the show after the show. And hey, like us. That's cool. Lates.